74-year-old coworker just came back after 2 years of retirement. I just saw a coworker who I hadn't seen in a while because she had retired. I asked why she came back and she said she and her husband can't afford to live on Social Security. Our company offers a pension. So she was getting that plus Social Security and they still couldn't make ends meet. I asked if she drew Social Security early and she said she retired at 72. We live in a very high cost of living area. But it makes me sick to think of people who live in a wealthy country working until they drop. Edit. Sorry. I should have been more specific about why my coworker had to unretire. I was disgusted when I heard her story and when I posted and forgot to mention that she couldn't afford her health care. The most important part of the story. Apparently, the husband is disabled and their medications and healthcare costs drove her back into the work force. Pensive face. My mom retired and has SS and a pension. Still had to get a Medicaid waiver set in place so she could live where, get the care she needs. I am absolutely terrified of what retirement is going to be like for me. I lose sleep over it. She gets a pension plus Social Security and still can't survive. And we probably won't get either. Anyone got any good recipes for the roadkill we're gonna need to eat to survive? This is another symptom of wages not keeping up with productivity. And part-time jobs being structured so you can't get 2 jobs to make up the missing hours. Companies designed their pensions assuming people would get additional money from savings as well as from Social Security. Depressed wages make it very difficult to save, and also result in a lower Social Security payout. We have to get back to a system that shared prosperity. This is just sad. Reminds me of a lady who used to work at the university I attended. She was well above her retirement age. And one day she fell because some guys spilled their drinks. I helped her get up. And she began to cry. I still remember her crying. She left early that day. I never saw her again. I have seen many 60-plus-year-old people working retail floor that have worked there their whole life. It is sickening how exploitative the system is towards such people. They will give you a balloon to celebrate your 80th birthday, but they would never think of giving you a raise. Used to be that a single breadwinner would get enough from a pension alone to retire. The only thing that has changed is that greed has infested our society and the wealthy have decided to take and take and take. They are like locusts. We'll just continue to mow down through the rest of us until there is no more. Even our politicians are set for life after only a couple of terms, yet they move against our retirement money like insects. This is why the French have no problem burning it down. Had a coworker do this. He was 78, finally retired, then was back in 3 years. He couldn't afford his medications. Finally got to retire again and died 2 months after. My mother retired at 75. Company forced her to. She lives in the Bay Area of California. She has Social Security and pension. Medicaid Part A and B are taken out of her Social Security. And she recently applied for the prescription coverage also to be taken out of her Social Security. She pays $1,876.00 monthly for supplemental health insurance. Monthly. For a Cadillac plan that is no longer offered. She is fortunate to be able to pay this, as she had open heart surgery last year and a week in critical care. So far amounting to nearly $1.75 million. Husband and I moved to Canada in 1990. He recently retired and I work part-time. We can never return to live there due to the cost of healthcare. It's a good thing we are extremely happy where we are. 756 billionaires in the USA and 90% do nothing worthwhile with it. Tax the rich. No person should be a billionaire. Only nations. I'll be surprised if retirement is even still a thing when I get that old. Around 5 to 6 years. You will have about 50 million people who will be in the same boat. The generation with no real saving, no pensions, and a very poor 401k that didn't produce enough for retirement. We get 3 square meals, but you need to rob a convenience store first. I don't remember who it was, but some 6 years ago, there was a politician who said that retirement is not in the Bible and that Methuselah never retired. I'll let you guess which political party was this. I've known for a while I'll never get to fully retire. I'll always have to work to survive. Most likely I'll actually die at work. This is why I'm learning how to make a bow from tree limbs. Raising the Social Security income cap even just a little bit would dramatically improve the health of the entire program and make it much more solvent. But that would inconvenience wealthy people. I was in a Michael's in Florida and an 85-plus woman was on cash. Seriously, America? I am 65 in a couple of weeks. I have been working like a dog covering the work of 2 people since COVID. I easily exceed my 40 hours without additional pay or even a thank you. I have seen the real value of my salary plummet since 2008. The only raises awarded since then have been well below the rate of inflation. I have seen younger colleagues leave for better opportunities. And good luck to them. And the burden fall on the geriatric brigade of staff in their late 50s and 60s who are not the target for recruiters. I have witnessed the demise of defined benefit pension schemes based on length of service in favor of market-invested defined contribution schemes that rely on fund performance. As I suspected from outset, now that I actually need that money, the fund performance has fallen off a cliff. I won't be retiring on the day I make 65. I won't be reducing my hours, and I won't be booking the holiday of a lifetime with my wife. I will be working as usual, safe in the knowledge that the system has screwed me over good and proper since 1979. And to add insult to injury, I won't even qualify for my state pension for another year despite having met the 35-year contribution qualification easily. The bootstraps aren't working for me no matter how much I pull them. We've come full circle. This was what Social Security was meant to prevent. Apparently, the husband is disabled and their medications and healthcare costs drove her back into the workforce. And this is precisely why not only predatory health insurance companies, but also greedy capitalist bosses, will lobby until the end of time against any sort of public option or M4A in this country. How else would they coerce the geriatrics back into the workforce?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.